The art of loyalty. Well, a very small, quick introduction to it. It's a way more complicated topic than most of us would ever give it credit for. So, let's dive in, shall we? Everyone has a relationship to the word loyalty, and some ideas about what loyalty is to them, but I, for one, would question almost anyone's take on it. Why? Because I firmly believe that it needs to be consistent, needs to be constructive, and it needs to be expensive. Loyalty should cost a lot. Your capacity to demand a lot off of yourself and everyone else determines the potential benefit of everyone in your immediate circle or circles. Your duty to yourself and your closest ones is to never reduce yourself to the lowest common denominator and never to grant stature to people who put you at risk of becoming that. If you allow anyone to pull you down and keep you there, you're also allowing them to pull everyone else you care about down because you won't be able to contribute or honor your pact elsewhere. People who cannot or will not match you need to be gone. And yes, this is harsh, but it needs to be this way if we want to deserve anything good and constructive in life. As you develop as a human being, you are the sum total of all of your closest relationships. And if those relationships are weak or built on a shaky foundation, then so are you. Obviously, we can't always just cut everyone off. I mean, your kids will always need you. And dumping your entire family will hardly make you moral in the long run. But you can set firm barriers regarding the extent to which you allow anyone to jeopardize what you're building, and that includes society at large. There will always be someone out there who'll want to claim to own you, especially if you have anything worthwhile to bring to the table, and that surely includes society. The degree to which any merit is granted to any such claims rests solely on you. Whether it's your time, resources, or efforts, prioritize those who bring you the most. Nurture your top performers and be a top performer back. Anyone who consumes you without contributing or back, or at least contributing big time anywhere else that truly matters to you, is a direct threat, not only to you, but also sadly to themselves. You cannot build anything valuable in this world if you keep diminishing your own value, so don't be afraid to put people to the test to see what they're made of. You might not like what you find, but at least you won't find out the hard way when things truly get rough. Don't be afraid to be too much. The world, on average, is pretty mediocre at best, so the countless people who will get overwhelmed and run off are better off doing so, and you're better off without them. The people who truly stay will do so at all costs because they know the value. They see it, they endorse it, they inspire you to keep going, and they're there to share the journey, the defeats and the victories alike. It's excruciatingly painful to suffer losses and defeats in life, only to see some of the people you needed to get back on your feet take a hike in the process. But this is the reality of it. The weak will take a ride on your back for as long as they can get away with it, or for as long as you keep going. But they won't nurse you or nurture you when you're bleeding on the battlefield. Sadly, this description seems to fit the vast majority of people. Whether it's a product of our time or whether it has always been so, it's hard to tell. But we need to end the trend. Demand strength, greatness, and courage from people. Work your ass off to inspire it in them. But if they come up short in spite of all your best efforts, then you need to place a fortress between them and yourself. You might not know where you're going, but if you know deep down in the marrow of your bones that you're going somewhere, honor it. Tracking how loyalty moves through the aggregate of all your relationships is a lot of work. And making sure it stays consistent and dependable is almost impossible. So the best gift you can give yourself from the start is to set is a set of firm principles, applied universally and kept as sacred. Set some serious ground rules. Wherever you aim to go, whatever you aim to build, make sure anyone you associate yourself with feeds into that, and that they provide what you need. Return every bit of that with your entire being. Revisit all of your current relationships with this change in mind, and see who's on board with the new deal and who's not. When you start to feel stronger, more confident, and like you have more energy and options, that's when you're starting to benefit from building loyalty as an art form. Go out there. Be proud of you guys.